Yo, 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 Don Mafia. Don Mafia. Certainly hope everyone's doing well this evening. Welcome to, damn. So how long have I been doing this stream? It seems like forever. This has to be like number 20 for the live streams. I mean, I suppose I can go back into my log and see specifically when I started these streams, but, let me say one thing. That I have had a tremendous time doing these streams since I began them. And I need to thank the Don Mafia for hanging out with me. Like, honestly, sometimes somebody just wants to finish their long day of work, make themselves a meal. In my case, my girlfriend made me the meal. I didn't make the meal. And then sometimes I just want to eat and then stare at my computer screen and talk to you fools. Here we are. Yet another. Ted. Thank you for the $10 donation, man. You have no idea how much that helps out my channel. It helps me give you more of these lit-ass streams. Dude, Jason, thank you for the $5 donation. Dude, honestly, love you people. Love you people. This helps my channel, and so it sort of helps you guys get more frequent content, better content. Who knows? But besides that, Ted, Jason, thank you so much for donating to the channel. Means a lot. But yeah, like I was saying, sometimes your boy, he just wants to make himself some food, stare at his computer screen, and talk to you fools. And that's streaming, baby. That's streaming. I'm surprised that that's cool, but whatever. Welcome to another edition of Buffalo Bills Q&A. The questions are not limited to the Buffalo Bills either. I mean, say that you have something else you want to talk about. Maybe even the Fan-to-Fan Network launch, which is on Sunday, by the way. I know the Don Mafia has subscribed to the Twitch channel, so you know exactly when the live stream is going down. 4 p.m. EST, And Ted goes, "You're late, bro. What's good?" Oh, Ted. Yeah, I know, dude. Like I said, my girlfriend made me some chicken, some broccoli. And I wanted to at least eat half of it with her, right? So sorry for being a couple of minutes late. What's up, Buffalo Bills fan? Buff Hub, my dude. So Buff Hub's actually a part of Buffalo Rumblings. I was a guest on his podcasts last week. I believe it's downloadable now. So feel free to go give that a listen. We dove into my favorite topic, my absolute favorite topic, in Josh Allen. What's up, AJ? What's up, N. Smith? Brett, what's good? Hey, man. Living the dream, man. It's another Thursday. I'm excited about everything. So Aaron loves the streams. That's awesome. Sean, my dude, welcome to the stream. Greg, you still drinking that weird pop beer? Greg, no, I'm not. Today, I'm drinking Diet Pepsi. Let's just say I'm keeping it PG today as far as what I consume on the stream. Ted says, got to pay my due diligence, my man. What's up, Amzanik? Hey, my dude. Hope all is well. What's up, Dan? When are you giving any info about the podcast deal? Hey. Great question. Great question, buddy. So I got signed by this additional network, but it's exclusively for podcasts. Fan-to-Fan Network and this are completely different. And we just ended up signing, well, he's about to sign to be my co-host, a former Buffalo Bills player. The podcast is called Believe in Bills, BLEAV. Trust me, I tried to get them to sort of rearrange the spelling on that, but that just so happens to be their the copyright protected name that they call their business. So didn't really have a lot of conversations there, right? But hey, yeah, the podcast is coming. We're waiting on this certain person to sign the contract. And you best believe I'm going to give a giant announcement on my YouTube channel about who this former Buffalo Bill is going to be. And you can look forward to a weekly podcast from him and I. Haven't met the guy yet, but from what I can tell, I think him and I are going to have some awesome chemistry. Put those funky glasses back on. Norman, I know, dude. Listen, I was getting flamed in the comment section for these bad boys. Like y'all. The kids call me flooded. The kids call this flooded, man. And maybe it's the hat that kind of ruins it, but like I feel like you can only pull it off if you have like a fresh ass fade, right? Like say that I had any different, like say that I had another hairstyle, then yeah, like probably wouldn't fuck around with these. Surprisingly, right? These are not medically recognized, right? Like my doctor didn't recommend that I get these. However, and so I figured that I stared at a computer screen for God knows how long. So I ended up investing in some blue lights, and I was just like, yo, they have the clear versions. Jaboy's got a cop. And here I am. I frankly think they're pretty lit, in my opinion, but you know what? I don't know. So not everyone has a good taste of style, right? Just fucking with you, Down Mafia. Sonny, what's up? Hi from Alaska. Woo, let's go Buffalo. Dan, my question is, if you had to make a choice between Trey White and Milano from a money choice, why are you resigning and why? Resigning. Sorry. Sonny, that would probably be the most difficult decision of my life. Thank God that that's not within my realm of responsibility to make that question. Like, dude, like today with the signing of Dion Dawkins, don't get me wrong, dude. I'm pumped that we signed him. He's an incredible left tackle. It's so hard to find quality help on the offensive line from a draft perspective. So he deserved it. But y'all have heard me say time and time again that there was going to have to be a difficult conversation on whether that the extension was going to go to either Milano or that was going to go to Dawkins. And looks like Dawkins was the one that ended up getting that extension. As far as choosing between Milano and Trey, I mean, there's no question that I'm picking Trey. I mean, he's the best cornerback in the entire league, right? As far as Milano, I happen to think that he's super underrated on the Bills roster. I think that if he were to go, then we would notice a significant hole almost immediately. So, but you really can't let the best cornerback in the league walk away. Like there's no question about that, right? But let's hope that we can sort of go on ahead and restructure our cap space, make certain decisions. Maybe a guy can take a pay cut or something along those lines. But I would absolutely love to have Milano back on this roster for the foreseeable future. Maybe they'll start conversations next offseason, or maybe they'll do it a lot sooner than we anticipated. I did not see us signing Dawkins to an additional deal this year. But Martin says, no one circles the wagons like Dan Mitchell's enthusiasm as a Bills fan. We appreciate how well you keep us abreast of new developments. Martin, my dude, hey, man, listen. That's why I'm here. In fact, I love talking Buffalo Bills. And that was like one of my biggest hobbies, you know. But then when I moved down to as soon as when I moved to South Carolina, there's not many Bills fans besides myself. So I'm just thankful that I have people to actually talk to the Down Mafia about it. I mean, it's great. Heisenberg White, my dude. Thank you. $10 donation, dude. Once again, you have no idea how much this helps out the channel. Hey, Dan, think Washington will pick a name before the season starts, and should we all cop some football team merch while we can? Heisenberg White, that's actually a incredible question. At the end of the day, I think that it probably would be worth some money. Say, for example, that the Washington football team decides on a new franchise name next year, then yeah, like that's just going to be invaluable. Definitely. And thank you for the $10 donation once again. You're the man, dude. You're the man. I mean, I really can't, express my gratitude further. Elliot, my dude. Elliot, my bad, dude. I did see your Facebook comment. I filled the last spot in my fantasy league, I want to say 5 minutes before you told me that you wanted in. So my apologies. But look at it this way. It just means that I'm not going to be taking your money. So let's look at it from that perspective. Smash the like button, my friends and compatriots. Thanks, Martin. Thanks, man. I can always count on you, dude. Jeff goes flooded. Flooded indeed, buddy. Flooded indeed. All right. And so rate in your opinion, who's better, White or Humphrey? And also, what's good, bro? What's up, my dude, RD? Hope all is well. There's no question it's White. No question there's White. The only cornerback that's even in the conversation with Trey White is Stephon Gilmore. That's the only person that's even slightly in the conversation. Not Humphrey. And does anybody else realize that tomorrow is supposed to be the Bills' first preseason game? Brett, don't do that to me, dude. Don't do that to me. Now, granted, I guess it would have been nice for the first 2 or 3 drives, but then we would just be watching the second and third stringers battle it out for like 3 hours. So, I mean, damn, it sucks, man. It sucks. Tom Grassi roasted the Bills in his video yesterday. Brandon, damn, dude. It's not good. It's not good. I mean, I might need to make a response on that. We'll see. And are you going to start selling Don Mafia gear, like some of the T-shirts, face masks, hoodies? Sonny, yes. In fact, I have merch already, but I'm trying to come up with some new designs, and I'll probably end up making that announcement here soon. But I'm really just trying to find a good provider, right? But yes, merch is certainly in the future. Yeah, Brett, I'm pissed. Yeah, man, that sucks. And if Josh Allen fails to progress like he needs to this season, how much will Brian Daboll be to blame for it? I mean, Ted, that's a fantastic question, man. I mean, it's really anybody's guess at that point. I'm leaning toward Josh Allen, right? And so I'm leaning toward Josh Allen that would be his fault, and not necessarily that it's all on him. It really would boil down to the fact that Daboll just really didn't do a decent enough job with Josh Allen during his progression. But from a statistical standpoint, Daboll is doing his job when it comes to Josh Allen. Now, don't get me wrong. There's Dorsey, who's obviously the QB coach. He's also playing a factor. But from a statistical standpoint, Josh has showed signs of being able to take that next step. I mean, he took a giant leap from 2018 to 2019. So if Josh just stays like stagnant, or God forbid he regresses, then it's going to be a little bit of a mixture of both, right? Who else is repping Bills merch tomorrow to show some football life? Brett, I absolutely am. Absolutely am going to be rocking some Bills shit tomorrow. In fact, I'm about due. And so to go online and start getting some Bills gear for 2020. But then again, though, right? Like, they didn't release the sideline gear yet, right? They just released the gear from training camp. That's probably what I'm going to go on ahead and I'm going to dive in. But say that I'm wrong and say that they already have like the sideline gear and stuff like that for the 2020 season, then yeah. And so that's probably what I'm going to do the rest of the night, to be honest with you. Oh, shit, another $5 donation from Heisenberg White. Thank you, man. Thank you, dude. And so how do the Patriots adapt their cheating strategies while abiding by CDC and social distancing guidelines? I mean, at this point, Heisenberg, I wouldn't be surprised if like Kraft and Bill Belichick are hiring mediums, right? Like sort of like those late night TV show 1-800 number mediums. And I mean, they're just going to be reading minds this year, man. Reading minds. My voice just cracked. What am I, 14? And so who the hell did Gilmore have to check last year? Think of all the number one receivers he checked. Devontae Parker roasted him. Yeah, for sure. Well, like, I mean, like when it comes to the Patriots scheme, and so you really never see Gilmore on much man coverage. It's normally zone. So once the opposing receiver gets past 7 to 8 yards, then it like largely switches to the safety's responsibility That's typically what they do. So that could be why, and that's the argument why that touchdown from John Brown when he quote unquote burned Gilmore, that was the scheme that they were playing, right? Like they were waiting for John Brown to get to, I don't know, like 10, 15 yards. And then from there, what Gilmore was going to do is going to go on ahead and sort of cover somebody that was maybe running more of like a midfield route itself. So I don't know. Interesting conversation. And so he does benefit from having a great defense around him. That is true, truth to hearts. So could John Brown have more receptions than Stephon Diggs but less receiving yards? I mean, yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, so Brett, like I'm still under the impression that John Brown's going to be the number one receiver with receptions in the first 4 games. Just because I think defenses are going to be like terrified of Stephon Diggs and he's going to be getting doubled on the regular. So I think that's going to leave John Brown wide open. It's going to be hard. And so at the end of the day, and so I do see Stephon Diggs having more receiving yards, more touchdowns, but I don't know. And so this is a mukbang too, by the way. So Heisenberg just said, I swear if there's an outbreak on our team after or right before the Patriots game, it will be a whole new level conspiracy. I could see that. I wouldn't put it past it. I wouldn't put it past them. Sports with AJ. And so who do you think the Bills should draft in the 2021 draft? I mean, sports with AJ. I mean, that's an interesting question. Now that it's pretty apparent that college football is not happening, I mean, I'm like really nervous about this draft coming up, to be honest with you. I'm like really, really nervous about this draft coming up. So mostly because it's going to be impossible to send scouts and watch these kids play and see whether or not that they could take that next step and be at the NFL level. So the draft, more than ever, is going to be a gamble. We have no idea whether or not these guys will be able to progress. And I mean, I suppose that we would have film on their freshman, sophomore year, but it's super hard to see whether or not they've progressed, have gotten better after an offseason. But I mean, really, at the end of the day, I think that one of our biggest moves is probably going to be linebacker. I wouldn't be surprised if we spend a first rounder on a top name linebacker in the draft. Wide receiver, we seem to be pretty solid at. Worst case scenario, we just get some more depth at the 3rd or the 4th. Running backs, we're solid. I mean, we're obviously fine with Josh Allen. Maybe offensive line. I mean, I would be fine. I would be 100% fine with some OL depth or like some type of game changer offensive lineman. Like dirt in the first? I don't know. Definitely a interesting question. Besides liking the Bills, do you have any other teams you like in the NBA, Major League Baseball, or the NHL? Mine's are Lakers, Yankees, and Sabres. Yeah, for sure, man. So hockey, I'm a Sabres fan. Baseball, I am an Atlanta Braves fan. Basketball, I am a Charlotte Hornets fan. But like, so to be completely honest with you, like basketball is probably my least watched sport next to golf. Like obviously, like I don't watch golf. I tried. I can't. Sometimes I'll play golf. It's fun, but shit. Yeah, I don't know. And do you think that Cam Newton is going to get hurt this season? I don't think so, man. I mean, like the dude legitimately had what, like basically a year and a half off to rest and get ready for this season. I think it's So I think that it's going to be super confident for him, and he's going to be able to take that next step and look somewhat like he did back in 2015. Not quite like the best, but I mean, he finally has an offensive line behind him, man. I mean, he finally has protection. And so the Panthers never really granted him with that type of luxury. Yeah. I mean, I think that Cam's actually going to do good this year. I mean, he's not doing win the AFC East good or anything like that. Trust me. His team's still going 8-8, 9-7 at best. And so Anne Frank goes, what was the biggest e-cig rip you've ever taken? Damn. And so I'm really not much of a cloud dude, right? And so normally it kind of looks like the hippies sitting on the side of the road and they just blow and so it looks like a still image right of a hurricane or so a tropical storm and shit. I'm not that obnoxious. And so I just casually rip, right? That's all I do. Sean, thank you, brother. Thank you for the donation, man. Once again, guys, this definitely helps out my channel. Helps me bring you out more consistent videos. That's awesome. Sean, 5. Make sure you – nice. Thanks, bro. And so how much do you think that we are going to see our rookies playing this season due to reduced practice / no preseason? I mean, Sean, great question. I think it's really going to depend on the position and on the player. I mean, say that we're talking about Zach Moss, and, I mean, he's going to be put into the game plan almost immediately, right? He's going to be that third down back. He's going to be that goal line back. But, I mean, then again, once you end up getting receivers like Isaiah Hodgins, seeing that he even makes the team, right? And same with Gabe Davis, I think they're going to be sprinkled into it, right? And so I think that they're going to be sort of slowly introed to our offensive playbook, and maybe we'll see an uptick rate of production by the end of the season. But really, the only rookie that I see getting significant playing time from the absolute jump is going to be Zach Moss. So Brandon said that according to Adam, the Bills are going 9-7 and not making the playoffs. So is that Adam Rank? Okay, so with Cameron, he goes, Dan, who do you think will be Offensive Player of the Year this season? I have Nick Chubb. It's interesting, man. That's interesting. Here's a sleeper. I can see Melvin Gordon. That's a crazy take, isn't it? Crazy-ass take. I could see Melvin Gordon having a breakout year for the Broncos. I could see it. As far as Offensive Player of the Year, though, but, I mean, yeah. And so I'll give my dark horse candidate, most likely going to be Melvin Gordon. So Drew said, do you think the Bills will sweep or split with the Patriots? And so I think we're going to split with the Patriots, man. I have one loss to the Pats being our only loss in the AFC East this year. We'll be 5-1, and I see the Pats beating us in Foxborough, and I see us beating them at home. But that's just so far my regular that's my projection. And so Jack just said, do you think the season is going to happen? Absolutely, Jack. The NFL is the greediest organization on the face of the planet. They are not going to miss out on billions of dollars. And so I was telling my buddies, I was just like, bro, say that half of the team gets COVID, there would be walk-on tryouts for each and every single team just to fill spots on the roster. That's how dedicated they are about making this happen. And selfishly, I'm happy with that because I don't know what I would do without football. So you should have also roasted the Jets fan in the stream. So he's a cool kid, man. And so he really didn't bring it on himself, you know what I mean? And so he really didn't give like any like ridiculous takes. And so with Caitlin, she just said that I thought you had us losing to the Dolphins in week 17. I did, but then I ended up sort of like switching up my prediction, mostly because I really don't foresee us sitting our starters. That's exactly why I had the Dolphins like sort of being one of our losses in week 17, because I figured that we'd like sort of sit our starters. But I mean, once you consider like the tough schedule, I think that we're probably going to be fighting for a specific seed in the playoffs. And then I could see that happening. And have you ever had to use a plunger? Sure have, man. Sure have, dude. Once every 2 weeks, to be honest with you. It's because I take grown man poops. So Juan just said that they would quarantine and just set up a makeup game if they had to. Yeah. Hey, Trevor, my dude, thank you for the donation, buddy. Appreciate that. Looks like Colin Cowherd has the Ravens going 16-0 this year. I don't even think they're winning the division this year. I think the Browns are winning the division this year. So y'all heard me say that, and I'm sticking by that. Brett said, hey, Dan, and have you ever heard of Fanatics? It's a sports shop apparel store. They have some old school Bills jerseys like Jack Kemp and Joe Ferguson. Yeah, Brett, I do, as a matter of fact. I am an affiliate for Fanatics.com, so if you guys ever want to buy some Bills gear and you also want to support my channel at the same time, then you can just go to the link in my description and you can buy whatever sports gear you want to. That's just not for Bills gear. That's for the rest of the NFL, for the MLB, the NBA. I think they're even selling jerseys for the pro video gamers these days. So if you're about that life, do it. William, he says, yo, what's up, man? I just want to let you know that I watch your videos every day, and I was wondering how many yards do you think Diggs will have? William, thank you so much for being a loyal member of the Dom Mafia. Definitely over 1,000, 110%. I mean, I just think that once he's surrounded around this offense, it's just going to ultimately make him better. So, I mean, yeah, dude. I mean, I have full confidence that Diggs is about to eclipse 1,000 this year. Maybe a 1,200, 1,300 yard season. Who knows? Once again, Trevor, thank you. And Ted said, what's your favorite Jewel Pod flavor? I'm going with mango or cool cucumber. Well, say that you can find those flavors anywhere. Let me know, because now all they sell is menthol flavor and classic tobacco. So I smoke classic tobacco because like the menthol is just way too much for me. My dude Draven. And he said that I'm glad I can finally get into your chat. Yeah, man. Welcome. And the mafia appreciates you, my guy. Trevor. My dude. So I appreciate the mafia. Lamar Jackson is one hit away from being RG3. Bold take. And so Jeff said that the Browns are going to win the wild card. I mean, I think they're winning the division this year, man. I really do. In fact, I might as well just put money on that. So I got to like hit up Vegas or something like that and put like down like a money line. In fact, I'm wondering what it is for the Browns to win the division. I'm sure I'd see a hefty return. And so I got the Browns going 9-7 and not making the playoffs because they lose the tiebreaker. Yeah, I mean, that's Browns fashion. And so how many years would you think basically Brown and Diggs will put up all together? 1900 to 2000? Maybe over 2000? And so who do you think will be the last undefeated team considering the harder the schedules this season? I mean, really, throughout the entire NFL, I would just need to look at and so the ranking of schedule difficulty and someone with the easiest schedule and say that they're a somewhat decent team, then I'm probably going to go with them. But I'm going to have to do a little bit more research on that. Speaking of the Ravens, and do you think Lamar has a repeat season or does he slump a little bit since teams have gotten to watch a full season? Sean, that really just comes down to speculation at this point. One thing I will say, these defensive coordinators, they have had an entire offseason watching his tape. They've been able to fill in certain holes within their defensive scheme. And so do I see Lamar having a down season and not being sort of an effective quarterback? No, not at all. I still think that he's going to do well, but I do think that he's not going to have the explosive season like he had in 2019. Because I think that now defenses have had a year of full action Lamar Jackson, then yeah, for sure. And Norman said that only Dan Mitchell and Paul off want to eat dinner and holding a Bills Q&A at the same time. Thanks, Norman. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. So Draven just said, and so do you let Milano walk to pay Trey? Dude. So who are you, like Jigsaw or something, bro? And so the villain from Saw? You're giving me all these like life or death questions. Yeah. And so I would. It sucks because like y'all know how much I love Matt Milano. And so I think that our linebacker room would have some serious issues if he were to go. And so not unless like we hit hard on the draft. But yeah. And so in order to keep the best cornerback in the league happy, you got to choose Trey. You got to choose Trey. It's a boss draw on 5,000 goes, how's the food? It was good, man. It was good. I had some chicken, some broccoli. Favorite team in the NFL? It's not the Bills. I don't really have another favorite team, man. It's Bills or nobody, right? As far as teams that I'll watch, I lived in Charlotte, North Carolina for a little while. And when the Bills weren't playing at 1 o'clock and the Panthers were, then I would tailgate with my friends and I go to a game every now and again because tickets were cheap. But I mean, I'm not a fan of any other football team besides Buffalo Bills. And so I do like certain players, though. So did Colby talk to you? He did, Brandon. He did. Why do people think Lamar is going to regress, but Allen can take the next step? These guys are young. They're still developing. Shaking my head. Stop preying on these quarterbacks' downfall. Truth to hearts. It's an interesting take. Yeah, dude. Like honestly, like I know that some people it's like clear that they just want him to regress. Doesn't make sense to me. And so I do think that he's still going to be a great quarterback. He really is, but I just think that he's not going to be as mobile as he was in 2019. Because I think defenses are going to pick up on that. So he'll need to win with his arm, which he's fully capable of doing so. Who's your favorite player outside of the Bills? Damn. I love Khalil Mack, man. I think Khalil Mack is just an absolute boss. And so I wish the Bills drafted him a long time ago. And I think that he shouldn't be on the Bears. Dan, who is your least favorite team? My least favorite is the Patriots. Sports with AJ, you and I have the exact same tastes. My least favorite team is the Patriots as well. What are the chances of the Bills going after Jadeveon Clowney to replace Jerry Hughes? I mean, with that recent extension, of Deion Dawkins, I'm not sure whether or not that he's seeing more guaranteed pay this year. I'm going to have to look at the specifics, rate of the contract by itself. But I mean, say that we ended up giving Dawkins more money this year and not pushing it off for the contract to really give him the bag next year, then our cap space is pretty dwindled right now. So, I mean, if we can get Clowney on a damn 1 year, $9 million fully guaranteed, then yeah, for sure. And so I'll take him as a rental. But as far as cutting Jerry Hughes, that's a no-go. His contract's too good. In fact, say that we do cut him, then we still owe him his full salary. So cutting him would not be in the conversation. This is the Bills' year. I agree with you. And Jeff said, my least favorite team is the Dallas Cowboys. Or he put cheaters. Yo, I believe we just traded Milano. So y'all fucking with me again? I'm so gullible. Yo. Matt Milano. Thad. Great observation. In fact, I know, and so I know Chase is a good guy. I do follow him. Damn it. No Milano trade announced yet. So Paul from #sports said Dawkins isn't getting any more money. Interesting. So it looks like his extension is just back-weighted, which is all right. I think that Mario Addison is going to tear it up. Me too, dude. Me too. 110%. And so you can't sleep on a guy that has had 9+ sacks the past 4 years. And so how do you feel about the Dawkins new deal? Thad, I love it. And so I really do. Like I said, it's sort of bittersweet just because I know that they essentially had to make a decision between Dawkins and Matt Milano, and it seems like where their priorities are is that offensive line. And to an extent, I do agree. It's very hard to find offensive line talent and a good left tackle at that. So as far as consistency, I think Dawkins is the man. I do think it's fine, but I really, really, really hope that we are able to reach a deal with Milano because he's a huge part of our defense, and a lot of people don't know that. Well, how good would you say Milano is going to be this season? I think he's going to have a blow-up year, number one, because he's had a blow-up year practically every year, and everyone sleeps on him. No one talks about it. But I also think once you add that additional mentality of you being on a contract year, yeah, he's going to be playing with a chip on his shoulder, and he's going to have a year like Jordan Phillips did last year. Granted, they're two different positions, but with Jordan Phillips, he had that prove it deal contract, and he just absolutely blew up because he wanted the bag. So I could see him really going off this year. Tank for Trevor or fail for Fields if Allen flops? Nah. Nope. And because that would just set us back like 3 years. Because then you need to teach like a rookie quarterback an entire different playbook. We need Allen to survive, man. And so we need Josh Allen to be good. With my prediction, Josh Allen will be the third best quarterback this year. Hey, man, I'll take it. I'll take it. I would not be upset with that whatsoever. So if Allen regresses this season, the Bills won't tank, but rather do what the Bears and bring in competition. Yeah, that would be it, essentially. That would be it. But I mean, I'm not worried about that at all. And like, I could talk hours and hours about why Josh Allen is the guy. And so y'all know that. Like, y'all watch my videos. So I mean, it's. So this would be the year that Milano gets 10 sacks, 5 picks, 130 total tackles. They need to load manage him so he can't break out. Oh yeah, I know, right? And so like he's probably gonna go off and like be asking for like top 5 league money, and then we'll really be screwed because we would have to extend Edmonds coming very soon. Actually, him and Josh Allen. Yeah, like, and the more I think about it, man, I don't think that we could financially afford to keep Milano around. Then again, I mean, and so I'm also not, in the Buffalo Bills GM. So maybe they could find like some type of contract structure for him. That would be interesting, but I mean, we'll see. And Jared thinks that, and it would be a long shot to say Allen regresses. Yeah, I 100% agree with you, dude. 100% agree with you. So I'm saying that because a lot of people have been saying that Allen could have a Blake Bortles or like the Trubisky season after making the playoffs the previous year. And so Hez says, Dan, I wish that I could play against you in Madden, but I have Xbox One. Yeah, man, my bad. Like my friends recommended that I got the PS4 for some reason, and I listened to them, but and so I just hope that Josh Allen / coaches and fans don't put so much pressure on him that it all but makes it impossible for him to live up to the expectations. Yeah, for sure. I agree. And so he doesn't even need to be top 5 with our defense and our run game. He doesn't need to overexert himself, and he's gotten better every year. People keep saying that shit not happening. Sean, fantastic take. In fact, yeah, right? And so I really think that he's blessed with so many weapons on offense right now, it's nearly almost impossible for the guy to fail. Like with Mitch Trubisky, what were his offensive weapons? It was Allen Robinson, and I'm pretty sure he was hurt the majority of the year. I mean, I don't know. And so Josh Allen wants to win, right? So many people always say, "Oh, dude, he didn't throw for over 300 yards. He's not leading the league in overall." And so in the overall passing yards. And I mean, really, at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is wins. I don't care what anybody tells me. Like, I would rather have a Josh Allen who doesn't throw for over 300 yards a game, but he gets us 11 to 12 wins. And if you want the opposite of that, like you need your quarterback to throw over 300 yards, you don't really care about the win-loss record, then you might as well just be a fan of the Dallas Cowboys, because that's exactly what Dak Prescott does. Last year, what? I'm pretty sure they were 8-8, missed the playoffs, but men consistently threw over 300 yards. Great, because after his team was already getting their asses beat, he just padded his stats in garbage time. The only thing I care about, and like put this on record, the only thing I care about is wins. West Palm Tom said that I haven't heard Brian Cox Jr.'s name since his signing. Is there any chance I could see Brian Cox Sr. in Bills gear? I think he's going to have to make the team first. Say that he does, then yeah, for sure. I will make that go viral on social media if that's the case. What Bills backer bars we got this year? Damn, man. Damn. Jared, great question, man. Great question. So I live in Myrtle Beach, and there's one about 30, 40 minutes away from me. I might go to a couple of games there this year, in which I will be live streaming my entire reaction during games. Whether or not that I'm at the house watching the game or I'm out somewhere, I will have my computer. I will be live streaming, so be on the lookout for that if anybody wants to join in and hang out. But yeah. And so Nick just said that worst case scenario, Josh is awful, but I think that Jake Fromm can fill in and do just fine with our defense and weapons. Just average quarterback play will get us far. It wouldn't even come to that. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Jared, nice. And so you're probably talking about, what's it called? I think it's called the Tavern on the Tracks. So back when I was in Charlotte, man, I used to go there every game. I was there every game. And if I'm ever back in Charlotte, I'll definitely go there again. And so the Labatt Blue Buckets they have there, man, it's just absurd. Just win, exactly. Norman says we all need to descend on Dan's bar for a game this year. Norman, dude, like I said, I really wanted to like do like a fan like watch party or something like that, and like go up to Buffalo and like maybe like try to like rent out like some portion of a bar and just watch it and shit. But you know, the pandemic, so I couldn't do that. But I mean, say for example that like halfway through the season, the COVID thing ran its course. It's like, all right, y'all, life's back to normal. Then I'll probably come up for a game and we'll set something up. But I mean, I definitely want to hang out with you guys. So. So Mike Hunt 690 says, is Sam Darnold, and so is he overrated? No. And so I think Darnold is a very talented quarterback. He's just in a terrible situation. His coach sucks. His offensive line is trash. His head coach hates his star running back. I just think Darnold is set to fail with Gase right at the helm, right? But Fromm equals Nathan Peterman 2.0. Damn. But yeah, guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this now. I have like a couple of meetings coming up. A couple of housekeeping matters. Before I wrap everything up. Fan to Fan Network is starting Sunday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Like I've told you guys a bunch of times, think of like ESPN, think of Good Morning Football. It's going to be a show like that. You're going to see a whole bunch of creators having one-on-one interviews, letting them know about what their team is doing in 2020, what their expectations are. We even have a former NFL player joining us, baby. A former NFL player who is, in my opinion, one of the best running backs, a slept-on running back in the modern history of the NFL. He's going to be there. It's going to be exciting. That's all I will tell you. You're going to need to tune in to find out who it is. But yeah, dude, Fan to Fan Network, just living it. Yeah. In fact, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the Twitch channel, and I need you guys. And so I need you guys to go there and subscribe. And that way you'll be able to like see the notifications and stuff of when exactly we are going live, and then go from there. But yeah, oh shit. I just put that in wrong. Twitch.tv/FTFN. That's it. But yeah, guys, once again, thank you so much for tuning in to yet another live stream. Like I said, I've been really going at these for a minute now, and I hope to continue them. But yeah, guys, we will definitely go on ahead and we will chat. And above all else, let's go Buffalo.